Today we're talking about mastering intuition. This is the introduction to aligning the spine. Now, to align the spine, you have to master intuition. And to master intuition, you got to develop intuition. And how you develop intuition is by doing shadow work. What is shadow work? Taking thought out of your instinct and put it in your rationality. So whenever you get a good morality, okay, and you understand your behaviors, you can see your thoughts and feelings that are linked to those behaviors, and you will understand that it was linked between what linked in belief systems, and those belief systems correspond to your age and all that extra shit. So that's shadow work, okay? But that's all knowledge because objects are linked to your senses, and this is how you understand the mind and why the mind extends from um, unconscious motivations, basically. So you gotta understand this shit get deep and it get real. Now, if whenever you go do your shadow work, cause y'all don't be doing no shadow work, y'all don't be doing no shadow work. But I'm gonna give out the benefit of the doubt. If you feel like that you're confident enough with your intuition, okay, so now it's time to master it. And how we master it is by understanding time. So we got to develop the sense of time because, like I said, with shadow work, what the fuck is that? So once we once we do our shadow work and we have intuition because we did our shadow work, we know what, why, and how, and what the psychology, the psyche is going to react and respond to. That's what shadow work is for. That's it. It's for awareness. So now it's about taking that, okay, and putting it somewhere else to create a new body, a new psychology, a new system, so that you can experience your mind in a different perspective, different dimension. Okay, not perspective, but different dimension. So when you understand that's what you're doing, okay, you get some comfort within that knowing. But y'all are lost. I don't know what systems and concepts y'all are using. That shit is trash. That should be garbage. That should be garbage. But that's what I was saying. Whenever you understand intuition, and you get your intuition, because that's how you got to go get your intuition. But like I said, I'm gonna give y'all the benefit of the doubt. Y'all understand intuition. You got your intuition. So now it's time to master intuition, so you can realign your spine. What else is there? Are we gonna do? You got a body. We got to figure this shit out. So what's very important is the spine and breathing. So whenever you realign the spine, you'll see how to breathe. Okay, your mind and your body will show you how to breathe properly. So with that being said, because that's going on a tangent, that's for later videos. Okay, I just had to give you the rundown because every majority of y'all don't even never even thought about the spine for real and why it's important. So I got to run that down because it's very, 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 very important. But before we get into that, we got to understand intuition. I'm talking too much. I'm talking too much. But whenever we understand intuition by getting our intuition, now we can master intuition. Now, how do we master intuition? By time. Because whenever we get our intuition from doing our shadow work, we understand how the elements that constitute that psyche, we understand how those elements that constitute that psyche play out with reality, meaning the objects that it experiences. Okay, the objects that trigger aspects of or facets of that psyche, which are just cognitive functions, cognitive agents, cognitions. Okay, so whenever you understand that, you can have a spirit, a knowing of that. So whenever those things does arise, these events does happen, you look at it at a different perspective. And from these different perspectives, you start to behave different. And from this behavior, you start to develop a principle. And from this principle, you start to get a logic. And from this logic, you start to look at the quality that you have created. So this is how we are creating basically rooms. You got to look at it like this whenever we're talking about intuition. Intuition is temporal sense impressions that express familiarity. So, and the unknown is familiar too. How many times have you came to yourself with doubt, with not knowing what to do, or not knowing, like just not knowing? Okay, that's familiar, nigga. So whenever you understand that, because y'all are, god damn, you lost, man. Man, y'all gotta understand the mind, man. Y'all gotta understand the mind. It's, bro, you not it. Like, you not it. So start there. Look at it like that. Like, you not it. Okay? Because you behave like you are it. You get what I'm saying? And you start to develop a logic. And then you start to create qualities. And these qualities start interacting with the objects and the experience of what the fuck you just created. Okay? So whenever we understand that shadow work, get our intuition, bring it back over here. We looking at the underworld and we're trying to connect that, make it, put it in harmony. Now we can understand how we did experience that, which is just time. Now we have a sense of time, okay, like an actual intuition of time, because because you got to know your lifestyle, okay, and you will know your lifestyle because in order to know the objects and the experiences that correspond to kind of the expressions, you have to know where you're going. So it's, you gonna know your lifestyle, but if you don't know what you want to do in life, you have to know your mind. You have to. If you don't know your quote unquote purpose, you have to know your mind. You have to know. You have to know what the fuck you're doing in the physical. You have to know. You gotta have all that out of your mind and just traveling through it. So, and because you gotta understand, you still going through qualities in your everyday life too as well. Qualities as being the shit from the shadow work that's popping up in impressions, and you start to judge it because you don't understand it. Instead of looking at it as if, okay, this is changing and this is the distance from my ideal, you attack it. You think that you're doing something wrong, etc. Because you don't understand the mind. Because y'all concepts are trash. They're garbage. So whenever you have a good intuitive property, a good object of thought, Jameer, you can understand your mind. Now, then this gets me to mastering the intuition. Because now, since we got those qualities, we know those qualities, we know the objects that correspond to those qualities. And so therefore, we know our life. We know our lifestyle. We know how the body is. Now this bitch can be a ghost. Let it go. Now we're in what you can call heaven, the higher mind. So this is about understanding time. Okay? Like I said, temporal, I can't say that shit right. Temporal sense impressions that express familiarity. Okay? And this familiarity is your concepts about what the fuck you went through when you were doing your shadow work. See, I'm not coming on here and I'm not giving y'all nothing to get lost in. Bro, what the fuck is that? Oh, this is my phone. I'm bugging. But I'm not giving you nothing to know. this is real life. You got to go change that, and then your mind gonna show you some other shit. But I'm just giving you the rundown, and yeah. So whenever you do that and you do all that, and then we hear in the higher mind based on what I just explained. Now we hear. Now you can see the points. So now you can really understand dimensions and how the mind moves. And now you're with God because listen, whenever you're in perception, there's 3 points, but there is the past. So look at it as like a belief, okay? And look as the other point as your ideal. And the third point is going to be you, how daisy you are because you don't understand the interaction. So this is your judgment. This is how you're perceiving a relation. If you don't know that, you in the underworld, you lost, you dizzy, or you trying to come up the tree, I guess. Like I don't know, but you lost. You don't know what you're doing. So this is about understanding that and how you move as a spirit. That's what I'm trying to highlight. Okay. So understand that, understand the other shit. Okay. Now you are mastering intuition because of, you got to understand. That's why I created the Shadow Work series. That's why I make it as creative as possible. It's concepts to help your mind to track shit. So you can just be in a space when you're in the perception, those 3 points, the third dimension, judging reality and judging qualities and how your instincts is being exerted onto an object and it is producing a thought. Okay, how to put that in alignment to what you want is by understanding those 2 points. Like I said, temporal sense impression that express familiarity. So now we're just measuring time. Look at the first point, like I said, as a belief or the past. Look at the future as an ideal or what you want to change or the virtue, the quality, the behavior, what you would do if you was that. Whenever this collision happens from you becoming a stimulus or, and what I mean by becoming a stimulus, instinctive movement, thought, feeling, movement itself, okay, motion. Whenever that arises, the second is at a distance between you, the observer, and the past. So this is what you're just beaming your fucking light to, basically, based on the energy that is being expressed. Well, let me use a different word, based on the elements that is being expressed within some type of portrait of the imagination or some type of uncanny feeling. So wherever you get about that perspective of trying to react and respond to shit and trying to control shit, and you sit back and you understand you that is the expression. Okay, you gotta let it go or express it. Now it's gonna be levels to this because this is where ego is. If you don't put your ego down a lot, it's going to be harder for you to even become aware of this. It's going to, like, because you're basically that shit that's going on within your mind. Like, you don't even know if that's involuntary or if that's really you. I'm sorry, but you got to do better. So with that being said, wherever you understand that the expression, the involuntary, the unconscious things that happen, that's what's coming out your head. Okay, look at it like that. Then you can measure where that expression is at. Is it close over here to the past? Meaning, damn, I gotta change some more shit. Okay. Or is it right here close? It got a little bit of that energy, but you kind of looking at it like, you know what I'm saying? So it's about measuring that. And now I can understand. Now you can understand. Okay, I need to just do that, and then I expect for that to be in there. That so now you coming in with a different spirit. Oh my God, you coming. Oh my God, oh my God, bitch. That's intuition. That's all.